Hello everybody, we're back. It's time for the video game of all time. It's time for Limbus Company. How's it going everybody? We're doing all good. We having a grand old time. Having a granddad time. No, to put myself back into like the 1800s or whatever. So, as you can see, Limbus Company! Real. Oh my god, there's Walpurgis stuff that I can do? Okay, so this is for the 5th Walpurgis, which is the previous one. So you know what, I'm gonna full stopped by a bullet. You know what I'm gonna do real quick? I'm gonna go ahead and do the easy difficulty, and I'll save the hard difficulty for the next stream. Because I do wanna see the story of it and everything. Bleed. Oh, so this is for... Yeah, we'll do the bleed team. You know what? Goodbye, Faust. You don't deserve to live. I guess having Faust as backup would be nice. Yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and do this. Yeah. Should be fine. Just in case something happens, so we'll see what happens. Woo. So, recently we finished Kanto 7, as you can see. So I had a grand old time. This seems like a good place to end it, Dante. Alright. I do consultations with the sinners when there's a need to do so, but I also invite them for regular consultations as well, regardless of the necessity. Our conversations were usually pretty inane and somewhat perfunctory. Favorite Kanto so far? 7. Definitely 7. There's no topping it. I could go into so many reasons why, but I feel like the biggest reason is that Don Quixote is my favorite sinner, and the story just made me love her even more. Our conversations were usually pretty inane and somewhat perfunctory, to the point where I feel like I'm just going down a list of things to say, asking obvious questions like, how are you doing? Are you dealing with any difficult emotions? Or other queries of similar nature. Which means that most of our consultations end up being idle chatter, but... well, so we're good here, right? Faust believes so, yes. Your continual growth has been observed throughout the repeated consultations, and no changes for the worse or problems with your tenure as the manager have been found. That's good. Faust was always the last sinner on my consultation list, and whenever I finished consulting her, she would have me participate in her consultation in turn. These are rather valuable opportunities for me, given that they are pretty much the only times I ever get to voice my concerns without hesitation, not to mention that there are also chances to try to brainstorm how we'd go about resolving them. It is. Do you have any further questions? As I was listening to Faust sitting across from her desk and cleaning up the documents laid out on my desk, my calendar came into view. Oh yeah, it's happening pretty soon, isn't it? By it, you're referring to the Walpurgis night. I feel like it's about time it happened again. It's been happening pretty frequently as of late, to the point where they're occurring once every few days. I don't know how rare this event really is, but I'm starting to develop some sort of intuition as to how often it comes. It seems that you have found yourself a pattern of sorts, Dante. However, the basis by which the Walpurgis night occur is pure chance. There are no rules that dictate their frequency. Huh. Really? But I just have this feeling and intuition that it's about to happen, you know? Faust has come to understand that your feelings, Dante, may sometimes yield exceptional results that elude any sort of logical or sensible explanations. However, to find patterns in which there are none is... Faust had just begun her explanation with a barely noticeable grin when she was prematurely cut off by the all-too-familiar alarm and the accompanying light show of green flashes. You were saying, Faust? It is always a pleasant surprise to encounter such uncertainties. You don't look pleased at all, though. Let us head to the driver's seat. And with that, she hurriedly stormed out of my room. Sometime later... This is one weird place, huh? Are we in some kind of prison? The air smells dank. I think we might be underground. I was wondering if we'd get to visit the L-Corp headquarters again. I'm pretty sure that's where we'll be going on our next Walpurgis night. Huh? How do you know that? Doesn't it seem like they're taking turns to appear? The patterns are telling me that this time we're going inside a book at the library, I think. Any thoughts, Faust?
As I have stated earlier, the basis by which the Walpurgis Nights occur is pure...
The hell are you blathering about? Quit going off on tangents and answer the question straight, yeah? Always for the sake of efficiency. Immediately and succulently explicate your point when replying to your superior's questions. Understood?
Indeed. This event seems to take place at a period of time when the library existed. However, it does not seem to be the case that we will be facing abnormalities here, as we had done so in the past.
Oh? Then what? Wait. Shh. Voices. They're close. With everyone hushed, I could hear voices muttering from a distant hallway.
It seems that this place is a place of congregation for an emergent religious group once known as the Church of Gears.
The Church of Gears? So do they worship literal gears? Or is it more symbolic, like they're worshiping the sacred values of labor or something?
Excuse me.
Faust gazed into the distance, blinked a few times, and continued as though she realized something.
Not exactly. They consider themselves to be, as denizens of the city, nothing more than gears. Their belief is that their misfortunes stem from the fact that their current lot in life has placed them where they do not belong. Such was Faust's input.
Is she getting all this from, Gellerschaft, as she mentioned before?
Huh.
They don't seem too off the mark, then. Plenty of people in the city have jobs they're not fit for.
Perhaps so. However, do understand that the laity of this religion, dubbed meat gears, install their objects of worship known as thought gears, gears made from humans, into their own brains, and...
Okay, point taken. You can stop now.
Ugh, yeah, what was I even thinking? Of course, they're just another bunch of crazies.
Rodya brought her hand to her mouth as though she was about to vomit, then shook her head dismissively. Anyways, so what are we supposed to be doing then? Do we kill him?
It is uncertain where the end of this scenario lies. However, as your proposed course of action has often led us to solutions, it likely will not be much different this time.
Please, a moment. What is this scenario that you have mentioned in passing? Yeah, I caught that too.
It is only a hypothesis of sorts at the moment. However, please recall the past manifestations of a phenomenon in which we, once the goal determined by the scenario was deemed complete, were immediately returned to the bus's corridors. And given that the beginning and the resolution are always identical, as though the scenario is resetting from cycle to cycle, it can be surmised that we are repeating the same scenario. There are other rooms in the back door with similar attributes, given that they also consist of rooms that repeat certain scenarios until a certain objective is completed. It can be said that the prospect of this hypothesis turning out to be correct is not entirely out of the realm of possibility when it comes to technological limitations. In recollecting, as you say, I find that there were instances in which we were invariably made to reach the same conclusion, regardless of the specifics of our methodologies in battle.
Verily. Hast thou not said before, young Faust, that our actions taken within the bounds of the realities manifested by the powers of Walpurgisnacht were indeed events of the past, yet manipulated, not the history of the world wherein we do exist?
Correct. That is another evidence for the hypothesis that these are but scenarios.
So, even if we were to kill those worshippers, they're not actually dying, right? Still carrying that soft heart, aren't you?
But it just doesn't seem right. Attacking someone who can speak just like we do without really getting to know what's going on seems, The intent behind your question is understood. Yes, you're correct.
Whew. Testing. Do you copy? An unfamiliar voice suddenly whispered into her ears.
Who is this?
The heck? Since when did we have these things in our ears? That's when I realized that the sinners were all equipped with something resembling transmitters in their ears.
What the shit are you guys? It's me, Stefan. Wake up.
We gave you a subcontract because you were supposedly much better at blitzes like these. We even made quite the fuss when we were handing it over to you, remember? Come on, let's just do our jobs and go home, okay? Or is this another tantrum about how we're taking 60% of the reward?
I see. This appears to be our role in this scenario.
We all know that the Church of Gears is one nut job factory, but don't let the ickness get in the way of the mission. Got that? We got this straight from Director Yujin of Shi Association Section 2. You have to capture their leader, alive. If you screw this job up, we can all say goodbye to that payday we've all been looking forward to. So I'm leaving it up to you, okay?
Hey, what does this leader look like?
Holy shit, are you insane? You didn't even read the documents we sent you before going in there? Okay. I guess they did infiltrate the base without even reading the intel. Maybe they're veterans who really are that just good at that. Who really are just that good. I won't deny the title of a veteran. Oh well. You'll know the moment you lay your eyes on the leader. Veiled face, huge gears on the head, and all that. That appears to be an appropriate amount of intelligence to identify this target. Great. Let's do this. Oh boy, I can't wait. Oh man, I am interested about what the Church of Gears people are going to look like. I'm assuming that this is something from Library of Runia. What the hell? Threatening Gear Worshipper. Oh, they're literally just... Oh, they're literally... Okay, instead of taking more damage due to smoke on self, inflict more damage. When gaining smoke, gain 1 additional smoke. It is? Ah, okay. First coin to connect in an encounter deals 10% damage. On a fade skill, use base power +1. Now, when staggered, lose all smoke on self. Max potency 10, max count 5. A 9 plus potency, final power +1. Take 5% damage for every potency. Lose 1 count at turn end. Gotcha. So smoke is kind of like their, Smoke is kind of like one of their versions of crit or something, I'm assuming. Oh man, the game is quiet right now. Oh no, it's just because my headphones weren't loud enough. There we go. Nice. Let's go. Let's go. Well, that was easy. Scene 2. Let's go for this. Actually, I'm gonna have Gregor do that. You do this, and then you two get these. Oh, well, he died. It's kind of funny. He died before I could even get the rest of the skill 3 off. Alright. She now has enhanced skill 2. Oh, full stop office is the narrator, I believe. There are 30 enemies that we gotta kill. Okay, this shouldn't take too long. Nice, not bad. And then we kill. I mean, Don Quixote with her AoEs are gonna help us out a ton. Alright, later, loser. Nice. Good one shot from Otis. Alright, more enemies. 4 of 5. Oh, we only have 5 turns to kill them all, is from what I can tell. We have been killing them all like in 1 turn though, so I don't think we should be, you know, not able to get them all done. Alright. So far so good. 205, not bad. Nice. And then Otis comes in. Okay. We're doing pretty good, I'd say. And then Gregor comes in. Okay, yeah, nice. And then how many more? 22 of 30. Let's see. Maybe we haven't been going as fast as we can then. Oh no. She has 28, so I might as well just do the AoE attack. Alright. Oh, thank you, Sancho. Appreciate that. Oh, she lost her coin. Or she lost the clash. That's crazy. Well, whatever the case, we're gonna be able to get the AoE with Rodion, so it doesn't matter. Nice. Thank you, Heathcliff. Nice. Nope. Nope. Huey time. Oh, she didn't get the big guy in there. Nice. Not bad. Nope. Nope. Go away. And then Gregor gets one attack off of them. And then... Alright, this one should kill if he does enough damage, I think. No, he's not going to do enough damage. He almost killed. I feel like if Dawn had gotten her... if Dawn had gotten her skill 1, then we would have been able to kill that guy. Pretty unsettling, but they didn't give us too much trouble, huh?
Yeah, my weapon kept slipping out of my hand because I had to stop myself from throwing up. Brains and all that blood and chunks of flesh whenever the gears turned and crushed the... It is ill-advised to mouth what imparts you. It would impart you nothing but displeasure, Sinclair. Past the sinners, who all appeared rather exhausted from certain non-fatigue related issues, I saw a shuddering figure. That one must be the leader of this church. Otis, remember, this is a capture mission. Of course, Executive Manager. I know an exceptional technique by which I can 100% ensure the survival of the subject, possible defense wounds notwithstanding. Please, leave us alone! Stay away! Just as Otis had begun approaching the leader, her face contorting into a terrifying expression. Oh, wow. 13 of you, hmm? Why, those friends must have spent quite a fortune hiring you all. There was a flash of light, and in that blink of an eye, someone had kicked Otis to the side and embraced the leader in their arms. Ah, could you be the person my father always talked about? I guess. Fie, I cannot well see whom this figure is, yet such power has to be. Sorry, friends. I do appreciate your welcome, but I'm going to have to leave with this friend over here instead. Make way for us, will you? Absolutely not! Otis aggressively strides toward the shadowy intruder. The details were fuzzy and shadowed, but I was pretty sure that this figure was holding a massive scythe. What a grand welcome. Wow, I'm about to shed a tear. Well then. The intruder begins to raise his scythe, his voice untainted by even a tinge of battle anxiety. And we found ourselves back at the corridors. It seems that this is where this scenario ends. Damn it! What indignity! Nay, young Otis, 'tis not to be humiliated of. While I am not entirely confident of the speculation, for I was availed not, I'll say, for the silhouette, that strength, that composure. Forsooth, the silhouette of this foe. I had borne witness to this magnificence of the past in the magazines. Color. Thou hast almost engaged in a duel with a color fixer. Recovering your memories clearly hasn't diminished your love of fixers one bit, huh? Silence! 'Tis irrelevant. Anyhow, young Faust, thou hast said as such in the past that a repeated visit would be to our benefit as long as this night is in effect. Forsooth? Forsooth? Indeed. Well, should I be granted the chance to behold the countenance of this figure, it should be of no trouble for I to determine which of the illustrious color fixers this one is with greater certainty. May I perchance be granted the opportunity to approach this figure in young Otis's stead? There is no reason to deny that request, though I am of the belief that the identity of this individual will not be revealed regardless of the choices we make in the scenario. Woohoo! The blue reverberation. No clue who that is. Don Quixote is just as passionate as ever, huh? But Faust's expression maintains its stony coldness, highlighting the contrast. It seems like she was in deep contemplation, so I sought to ask, Is something on your mind, Faust? If the scenario hypothesis is correct, perhaps the conclusion we have just seen may be a hint of sorts. A hint? Perhaps the overt contrivance of this conclusion implies a tacit threat or a warning posed against us that the tale may be forced to continue regardless of our own actions. There may be an incident in the future in which LCB's journey comes to an untimely halt due to our failure to find the conclusion in a Walpurgis Night event. It appears the access to that information is still locked. I'm having some trouble following your train of thought. It is all right. When the time comes, Dante, it may be the case that your intuition will bring proof to these hypotheses, as it has today. Yeah. However, It seems that verifying Don Quixote's hypothesis takes precedence for the moment.
Manager Esquire, prithee, move with haste, now! Haste, I say! Can we have a second before we...
Watching Don Quixote's enthusiasm, I decided to table the more complicated thoughts for later, like I always do. Faust is right. It might do us well for me to have some more faith in my own intuitions for now.
Yippee!
Yay, Dante is getting smarterer. Alright. So there's that one. 29:30. I almost had that done, yeah. That would have been awesome. Inferno. LCD regular checkup. Alright, time for a new Intervallo. I'm gonna go ahead and do this Intervallo, and then I'll save the hard mode of the Walpurgis for later. Data collection. Well, now I'm interested. I'm gonna go ahead... I think I'll keep using the bleed team. I don't know. Yeah, I'll keep using the bleed team. Recommended level. Oh, they're actually allowing backup now. Okay, here we go. Corroded sinners will lash out indiscriminately, so be careful. You got it. I look from beyond the glass window as the sinners battle furiously inside the large indoor arena. You damned imbeciles! What's the point of everyone rushing at the same enemy that's already staggered and nearly dead? Faust had attacked that entity first. The blame lies flatly with the others' delayed decisions. Apologies. Yet concerned was I that to not dispose swiftly of that foe would... I think this is a great show of teamwork. I had no idea how hopeless the sinners were in battle without my command. Damn it! Why won't any of you listen to my orders? Oi, your genius order was how the lash's head ended up dangling from 1/4 of a neck. It was a necessary sacrifice to gain an edge in battle. Worry thee not. How befitting of a hero it is to perish in place of her compatriot. Donkey! Before Don Quixote falls before the merciless onslaught of enemies. I had so many things I wanted to say to them, most of which were variations of, "You're doing it wrong!" But I had no choice but to watch as their woefully abysmal decisions continue to bungle the fight. If I tried, this researcher next to me will get in my way, claiming that they haven't finished collecting the data. This one's reaction speed to emergencies is exceptionally fast. So, can I help them now? Will you stop pacing and compose yourself? We're almost done here. That should be more than enough data. Take control, Manager. I had a lot I wanted to say, but let's help the sinners out of this bind first. Oh my god. Woo! Alright, let's go. Turn that clock, Dante. Get... Oh my god, whoa! Oh, it's the shadows from the from the Refraction Railway that I didn't get to do. Oh, they have resonance? Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's sick, actually. Oh, I love this. This is so cool. Alright, let's go with this. Gregor, I think, can go with this one for the defense. You can go with this. She'll go with this one. Okay, maybe not one-sided guard. Maybe we'll take this one. We'll take that. You can take this one. This one is going against Faust. We can take this one. Alright, should be good. Nice. Alrighty. Nope. Lamau. Alright, not bad. Let's go Heathcliff. 2. Huh. And then they have 3. Not that much. Alright, come on, Don Quixote. Oh, no. Oh man, how did she lose that? I thought she would have had that. Youch. Alright. Well, we got Heathcliff for the revenge, so it don't really matter. Come on, Otis. Come on, Otis. Nice. That's what we like to see. Nice. Nice. Then neutral, favored. We should probably go for the ones that have the high speed. Dominating. Go with that favored. They break even, but it doesn't really matter, I don't think.
This one is going for Gregor, so I should actually have Gregor take this one. This one's going for Otis. Otis doesn't have enough speed to steal anyone's. Or no, she does. I'll take this. None of them are the sewing target. Yeah, well they are, but there is one, but they'll have the, you know. Heathcliff can go for a counter, I think, and we should be fine. Nice. 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 Let's go, Heathcliff. Nope. Wrong. Alright, let's go, Don Quixote. Oh, stagger plus. Stagger plus plus. Let's go. Alright, bye-bye, Pekatulam. Nice. Nope. Nice. Not bad, not bad. Got the bloodied hands, too. More nails. And paralyze for next turn. Stagger plus plus. Hell yeah. Nope. Alright, Merceau probably dies from this, I'm thinking. Or no. He definitely staggers, though. Nice. Good stagger, good stagger. Alright. 2 of them are staggered. 1 of them is dead. We can go ahead and start going for these guys. Favored, sure, we'll take that. This is against her. This is against Gregor. Gregor can use this skill 2. Otis only has a skill 1. Hopeless, damn. I don't have anyone fast enough to steal it either. Alright then. If that's gonna be the case, then we'll just have to deal with it. You know what? Actually, she does have a a counter. Oh, that's why, because it was an ult. If I had known that it was one of those. Oh, that did like no damage. All right, buddy. Nice, and she's staggered because of it now. Let's go. All right, I'm gonna take a bite of my food because I'm hungry. Nice, good stagger, good stagger. Alright, cool. One of them died. We can have her get this. And you can get this one. You get... Gregor will get this one. You can get this one. Then we'll go back and forth with these two. Alright, cool. The faster we kill them, the better. Nice, not bad at all. Yeah, I mean he was dead from bleed anyways, it didn't really matter. Not bad, not bad. Okay. Okay, one of them is dead. Nice. No, we've only got 2 left. Yeah, I mean these guys are dead, so it don't really matter. Alright, bye-bye. Nice. Oh! Don Quixote killed them both in one fell swoop. Nice. Let's go! That's my sinners for you. That went well. As expected of our executive manager, the exceptional development of your strategic genius reminds me of the earlier years of my career. Uh-huh. Thanks. Whew. Got anything to snack on, guys? I'm starving here after that brawl. You will maintain an empty stomach for the duration of the tests. Next on the docket is... I would have asked Merceau for a massage if I knew this was coming. Whose idea was this, anyway? Well, if you really want to get into it, we can trace this right back to your vacation request, Gregor. Not that this wouldn't have happened without that, but yeah. Oh, come on, fellas. There's gotta be more to it than that. Sure there was. Not that it would have made any difference. Because like Ishmael said, this all began with Gregor's particularly egregious stretching. Oh, God. Gregor, no. Gregor, no. I can't believe they're out here slandering my goat like that. Regular health checkup. Oh. Oh, that's why. Oh. Wow. That sound just now. Ugh. I didn't know a human body could make a sound like that. Huh? Oh. I was just doing some stretches. Can't seem to do them without making these noises nowadays. Huh? What do you mean you can't?
That right there is the creaking sound of time's ravages. Sync. Ugh. I know Dante's been tuning the clock to rewind our time, but I feel like my joints are starting to grate. I know what you mean. I definitely don't feel as spry as I used to. Maybe the pain from repeatedly dying and reviving takes a toll after all.
Yeah, dying sure is a pain.
That's when Hong Lu flippantly threw out an innocent comment amidst the complaining sinners. Speaking of which, isn't it funny how Don Quixote is totally fine even though she's hundreds of years old? She's gotta be the oldest of us by a lot, right?
Ahem!
Hong Lu's unprompted catapulting of such a heavy subject brought the busy air inside the bus to a sudden stifling halt. I thought we were gonna take some time to actually broach that subject, but you just bulldozed through the whole mess, huh? I must have made things awkward. I didn't realize everyone was so sensitive about their age.
That's, 'tis not to concern thyself with. Be not so...
Of course, there was also someone who could not care less about the bus's air quality.
Oi, Scoot, it's my designated seat you're planting your arse in. I'll whack you.
On the other hand, here's this guy, without a care in the world. Almost makes me wonder if he even remembers what just happened. Well, maybe this is your chance to get back at him for treating you harshly. Don Quixote, I'm sure you can... Sync. I've never seen your eyes sparkle like that before. I'm quite fond of the current temperament of our company. Unless young Heathcliff here suddenly morphs into a villainous scoundrel, I have nary a wish to exact violence upon him and...
Right, now that that's over with, let's all shut up and keep the chinwag to a minimum, yeah?
Seems plenty villainously dickish to me. Anyways, I'm the only one thinking that it's about time we got the thing. The thing? Well, you know, the thing that we tried a while ago, but didn't get to enjoy due to some unforeseen issues. Deathmatch. Not that! Don't you remember? We even played volleyball by that big body of water. Contextual clues suggest that he is making a request for a vacation. Yep, absolutely yep. Let's all go to a spa or something, relax, get massages to loosen up our muscles some. Please? You still have expectations for our employers? Aha! I recall that young Merceau had given thee quite the exquisite massage, hath he not? I have an astute knowledge of the major muscle groups and nerve structures of the human body. For many weeks following that massage, my body was deprived of any sensory stimulation. Thus understood it was the philosophy of Merceau's physical therapy that the most infallible methodology of convalescence from pain is to remove any and all stimulation, including that of pain. It seems that the time is here. Virgilius? Yes. I knew that this day would eventually come. The day's here. Why is everyone acting so serious all of a sudden? Vorodion's observation is correct. While turning the clock does indeed turn the time, a certain degree of exasperating fatigue cannot be alleviated. This necessitates that we employ a certain measure to verify the status of each sinner. What could it possibly be that it needs this much buildup? In other words, it is time for Limbus companies. G-U-L-P. Dramatic gulping noise. Gulp. Regular checkup.
Regular checkup?
We did get a call from the higher-ups a while ago requesting that we send the sinners in for a regular checkup. But it was repeatedly delayed due to several limiting circumstances on our end. They've been obnoxiously hounding us for quite some time. I was starting to get tired of explaining our absence.
Checkup? What checkup?
Don't be so on edge, Heathcliff. Such proceedings are regular occurrences at most corporations.
I've never personally experienced it myself, but sounds like they're just checking to see how we're doing health-wise. I turned around, getting ready to say, right, Ishmael? Only to come face to face with Ishmael's shocked expression, frozen onto her face. Well, this is unexpected. I thought Ishmael, with her worldly experiences, would leap onto this opportunity to lecture us all about how things worked outside Limbus Company. Regular checkups are... You're gearing up to explain what it is? Coolio. You got 30 seconds to wrap it up. Ready, set, go!
No, not the regular checkup. Ms. Ishmael's expression seems to suggest otherwise, Ms. Rodya. Did I hear that some fixer offices or associations employ varying methodologies when it comes to regular checkups, depending on their characteristics? Locked up until there's only one left standing. Locked. Blood on my colleagues. The only key to escape.
What kind of checkup did she have to go through? Ishmael wasn't the only one responding with a pale-faced abject horror at the suggestion.
Do you even understand what kind of regular checkup you're getting into? I'm asking if you're prepared to do to go through the regular checkup, no matter what happens in the process. Are you prepared to endure through everything that...
What's wrong with this bloke now? Mate's looking all pale.
I don't understand why everyone's making such a big deal out of this. I don't think it's that bad. I think we used to have annual checkups back in school, too.
What kind of checkups?
They'd put us all in the same room, measuring heights, weights, running some basic fitness tests. Prithee, wherefore do they seek the measures of such characteristics?
Must you really ask? A full knowledge and analysis of each soldier's status is indispensable intelligence for officers to have on hand. I'm stuttering like a bitch, oh my god.
What soldiers? I was talking about my school.
Right, so that don't explain shot about why you need to know that, does it? Why'd they find it necessary to spray people with those stinking chemicals just to see if someone's got lost in their clothes? He must have gone through his share of rough checkups too as a kid, I guess. All you do is... you all keep asking questions with the most obvious answers. In fact, I've been wondering when they'd test us. Otis confidently marched up to the front of other sinners with an assertive grin, as though she'd been waiting for this very moment. The true purpose of this checkup must be to elect a true authority amongst us. A true authority?
By your parlance, true authority... Could it be that you are questioning whom among us is our leader?
But I'm standing right here. I humbly request that you avoid plaguing yourself with any unnecessary misunderstandings about my suggestion, Executive Manager. Of course, I must preface this is with the declaration that there cannot be an iota of doubt toward Executive Manager Dante's authority. Okay, but was this not always a topic of great contention among us? That which of us is most fit to command this squad of sinners?
Isn't it Ishmael? Or maybe Faust? That's what I thought too.
This lack of cohesion is precisely why we always fail to face our enemies as a team, always scrambling, always underprepared, always taken by surprise. You must always be ready to drop to the ground and give 500 push-ups whenever your superior commands you to do so. Always maintain the willingness to sacrifice your well-being and life for the sake of the glorious victory of your allies. It's all missing! Where is your readiness for self-sacrifice? No one's arguing with you, Otis. Who are you even talking to?
Aha! So to summarize, the regular checkup entails putting us all in a small room and making us fight to the last sinner standing?
Silence fell upon us as Hong Lu's succinct summary.
Battle Royale. I've been looking forward to this.
Fuck it. I'll give you lot one hell of a fight. My fist used to be bloody infamous in the back streets.
Fine. So that's how we're doing this, huh?
I'm ready to roll. Guys, this isn't...
Okay, so where are we off to? The battle excuse me. The regular checkup takes place at...
The sinners seemed to be under some serious misunderstanding about what the regular checkup entailed, but Faust had obviously long given up on correcting them.
The headquarters. The headquarters you speak of must be the headquarters of Limbus Company. Yes.
Oh, we're finally getting to visit the headquarters, huh? A whole year after they hired us.
We should be right on time upon immediate departure.
This instant thou sayest, yet mine heart is faint prepared. Prithee, allow us some time to prepare our travel provisions.
Where's the HQ, anyway? Hopefully it's not too far from here.
That is a secret. However, I would like to inform you that it exists in a location inaccessible via Mephistopheles.
Oh, come on. How are we supposed to get there if you're not going to tell us where it is? Inaccessible via Mephistopheles? You're not about to suggest that we board the warp trains again, are you?
Fie! I shan't ever board the warp trains again.
Indeed, we will not be boarding a warp train for this journey.
So are we taking the back doors or something?
Yeah, good point. Let's take them doors. Let's take them doors instead.
A sound suggestion. However, in lieu of sufficient information regarding each door, the destination may hold an element of randomness. Or, due to the variable nature of its activation period, the resultant destination may not reflect our intended end coordinates. Or an unexpected closure mid-passage through the frame may behoove us to bid the company our last farewells and embark on an untimely journey of no return.
Are you sure this is a sound suggestion? Then I'd rather take that bloody train instead. At least we will remember what happened once it's over and done with.
Battle Royale. So, further research was necessary to ensure safe transportation to the intended destinations.
Further research? Are you implying that you made modifications to the back door?
A close assessment. However, it would be more accurate to say that the back door was merely used as a reference.
How did you even make time for the research? Weren't you doing everything with us the whole time?
LCA and Faust established multiple communications with a certain new wing aspirant company during the spare hours between our travels to garner multiple cooperation efforts regarding the stabilization of the back door.
A new wing? Are they looking to take over L Corp's vacancy or something?
Quite sharp, Gregor, but the direction of your intuition could be improved. It is a company seeking to seize the imminent vacancy of the ever-declining W Corp.
W Corp?
Is that so? Yeah, that makes sense. Stories of W Corp's decline have been spreading more and more as of late, and I'm not surprised that some companies would consider this to be an opportunity.
Newspapers also featured op-eds regarding a possible management crisis at W Corp, with many of them discussing the mysterious disappearances as well.
I see.
So they've been furtively planning and preparing to take over W Corp's position as a wing. But to supplant a wing even before it falls on its own, now that's certainly peculiar. They must have something, a scheme, perhaps, in the works, and to ally with such ambitious parties as it is. Is the headquarters looking to start a war of the wings?
I, at this moment, am not privy to such details.
Miss Otis, we needn't make predictions in such rashness.
Recall that W Corp has been mired in troubles both internal and external, having fallen to such desperation as to seek the assistance of our company. It is no wild presumption to predict that it shall crumble ere the advent of such violent pandemonium. For indeed, inefficiency is the bane of technology that brings ruination to those that fail to overcome it. Our research efforts, however, were quite efficient and successful. Its mechanisms are similar to that of the back door, but it eliminates the corridor, instead establishing a direct connection from one door to another. A portal, if you will.
Oh, so you've resolved all the aforementioned side effects then?
Not quite. Similar difficulties to the aforementioned cases were observed. Sometimes the accuracy of the target destination coordinates were lacking, or, in other cases, the activation period would be cut short, causing the door to shut prematurely and amputate the subject as they were traversing between doors. There has been much progress in the stabilization efforts, however, minimizing pentasection incidents. Most recent incidents have been limited to bisections.
Bisection certainly is an improvement over pentasection. They both sound equally awful to me.
I would not behold mine own left and right shoes so cruelly sundered, forced to be so far apart upon our coming to the headquarters.
Well,
All this idle chatter of unnecessary concerns tells me that your bus life may have been too uneventful lately. Looks like the research arrived while you were wasting time.
I saw a large and unfamiliar vehicle through the window.
Is that the vehicle?
It's got no windows, though.
How tiresome. Now, off the bus.
Good to know, I guess. And that's where we began our routine checkups then, huh? Well, alright, the vehicle. Give me 1 second, chat. I'm gonna be right back and go grab some water. I did not get a drink today, so I will be real quick. It'll take like 3 minutes max. Give me a second. I return! Hello, everybody. I now have water. Okay. Let's go ahead. Oh, there's notifications. Hold on. I gotta check my notifications real quick. Okay, never mind. Nothing out of the ordinary. Once we disembarked the bus, we made our way into this unfamiliar vehicle of sorts. Its interior was mostly metallic, filled to the brim with convoluted-looking machines, and on the opposite end of the entrance, a massive door loomed over us. This is...
Assistance from P Corp. In the process of developing this device was indispensable.
Wait, that means in cohorts with young Cesara, are you? Hoyday! Much did I aspire to regale her with the tale of the contract's glorious completion of mine heroism and bravery. 'Tis quite unfair of thee to meet her all by thy lonesome, young Faust.
Your concerns will be taken into account next time.
Faust seemed relieved. Ah, worry thee not, for thou hast availed us the sights of Limbus Company headquarters. Thy tit hath been tatted for. Thy tit hath been tatted for.
There are numerous reasons for which you were yet to be allowed into the headquarters, but as it would be a fruitless effort to explicate them all, we will not cover that subject here.
Whew. Glad to hear we're not sitting through another lecture.
The primary reason is, however, that there were several limitations to bringing the members of our department to the headquarters brought upon by frequent transnest movements and irregular scheduling of our missions.
Why'd you say all that if you were going to explain anyway?
Wait, more importantly, what's that about collaborating with P Corp?
Boy, here we go again.
P Corp singularity can be summarized by the following 4 words: expansive space warping technology.
Oh, right. Didn't you say that Miss Cesara told you something about how the principle of P Corp singularity is a lot like how La Mancha Land works? Right. La Mancha Land was much larger on the inside than it looked from the outside. Oh, yeah. I've been meaning to ask. Don't other wings already make liberal use of different kinds of space-expanding singularities? It's... how should I put this? Isn't it a bit too mundane of a city tech for P Corp to call space manipulation its unique thing?
That was quite the intelligent question.
Compliments. How nice.
Ishmael is correct in suggesting that technology to expand a given space is a commonly employed technology by other wings as well. An example of one such invention making use of this space expansion technology, but isn't a P Corp singularity, would be Mephistopheles. The ultimate purpose of P Corp space expansion technology is to create the safest place in the world. A perfectly protected construct, its interior sheltered from the world outside no matter how severely its exterior is battered, to have a sound structural integrity no matter what, its interior is safe from any and all harm. Therefore, the more expensive the P Corp product is, the safer its interior is from damaging outside conditions such as extreme pressure or shock. Perhaps, the way in which the interior is completely insulated from the outside is comparable to a full disconnect from the outside world by sheltering in a separate dimension. In conclusion, the exterior of this vehicle utilizes P Corp singularity, which means that it can protect its interior form from all forms of impact, not to mention that it has enough room to hold more than 13 people inside. Don't dimensional trucks or containers also transport things to other dimensions? Sink, why are you freezing up all of a sudden?
There was this creepy story that used to circulate among kids back when I was in school. Here's how it goes. So, a Deviat Association employee makes a delivery to a house, then looks away for a second. And a curious kid crawls into their courier trunk and... I'm gonna stop the story here. Look, that story kept me up at night for a whole week, okay? I couldn't stop having nightmares about that scenario where...
Hey, come on. Sometimes a story is just a story. Not necessarily. Unfortunately, the story that inspired Sinclair's week-long nightmares was most likely an accurate retelling of a true story. Several regulations were added to HANA and Deviat Association's rules to prevent cases of people being stored in dimensional containers. From a certain perspective, it may be said that the warp technology employed by W Corp shares a degree of similitude. The parallel lies in the fact that it also transports humans to a different dimension, the difference being that they are packaged in a safer manner. Therefore, perhaps enough of a connection exists to say that they operate on the same scale. Anywho, the point is that we'll always have access to the headquarters as long as we have this vehicle thing, right?
This will certainly make the logistics of communication and supply much more convenient. One question, however. How does the company plan to move this instrument, as I expect that would be much trouble on its own? Has that detail been hashed out yet?
No. In order to establish a more tangible level of communication with Limbus Company headquarters, an effective means of transportation such as this vehicle will be installed in the nests across the city. In summary, an efficient means of transportation such as this vehicle here, developed by P Corp and the aspirant W Corp's technology, will gradually be installed at various points across the city.
In every nest?
Of course not. The technology is still experimental. It is astronomically expensive to install and operate.
Virgilius gave us a firm clarification.
Activating now.
Faust tinkers with various machines and contraptions within the vehicle, and the giant door from earlier begins to tremble, making a loud noise.
Wherefore is that gate over yonder shuddering so?
Energies, now linked, are routing toward that gate.
When the gauge displays around the glowing door filled, the door began to slowly open.
Entering now.
When it fully opened, Faust made her way inside like it was just another door. Well, let's follow her inside. There was a bizarre and incomprehensible noise of machines, coupled with a low droning noise.
Yes, we have arrived. Welcome to the Limbus Company headquarters. This
place is teeming with people dressed in all sorts of odd outfits, walking briskly between their busy schedules. I hear heavy doors opening and closing from here and there, alongside the odd sensation I've been feeling from time to time.
Is the floor of the LCE department.
LCE?
Hopefully we'll get to proudly stride in through the HQ's front gate one day.
Oh boy. We're in the LCE, whatever that means. Limbus Company... I don't know, something. Hohenheim? What does that mean? Oh, more Pekatulum. Alright then. Let's go. Woo. Oh, this guy. Right, are we waiting for something to happen, or are we all suddenly unfamiliar with the concept of introducing ourselves?
Given that no one appears to be no one appears to be willing to introduce me, allow me the liberty of self-introduction. My name is Hohenheim, the chief researcher of this company. To be precise, he's the chief researcher of the LCE department. To be more precise, I am the chief researcher responsible for the entirety of Limbus Company. To be even more precise, the only reason he retains that role is because Yi Sang and I have been excluded from the research personnel files due to our statuses as sinners. Someone must stay behind to continue the research, after all. Aha! So you two are friends? While it seems entirely unnecessary to establish a label on this relationship, it could be said that we are acquaintances who routinely and unwillingly maintain a regular level of communication with one another. I am in agreement, for the first time since we were acquainted. I hear that our department has reached out several times to yours to remind you of this regular checkup. The nature of the LCB department necessitates that we are constantly on the move from one nest to another, which makes it rather difficult for us to give you an immediate reply. I would have expected someone like you to already be well aware of this obvious detail. Yes, I was very well aware. I'm also quite aware of the fact that your department has been giving us that same reply over and over again like an answering machine. And this must be Dante, the executive manager of the Limbus Company Sinners. I'd like to say, hi, nice to meet you, but I don't suppose he can hear what I'm saying. The manager extends their greetings. Charmed. It is grueling and arduous work to be in a position of leadership, especially when communication issues come into play. Sometimes, I cannot help but wonder if my researchers and I are even speaking the same language, so I do commiserate. How odd their clothes are. Ah, yes, allow me to introduce you all to Martin and Alyssa, two of the few researchers directly in my command. Are they wearing gear extracted from abnormalities? But how? Happy to have someone who recognizes them. Are they like gears scavenged from former L-Corp? While there are partial similarities to their gears, enough differences are present to distinguish them. Indeed, we attempted our own branch of extractions, successfully, I might add. While the news of the production of Ego Gear in Limbus Company's style was already received, this is the very first time they are observed in person. So, you must have abnormalities contained in this facility. So that's why I've been sensing abnormalities in there. Huh. But I'm sensing distortions in Pecatula too. Indeed, as they are containment and research subjects for LCE department as well. Faust closely observed the ego gear Hohenheim was wearing like an exceptionally harsh judge in a fashion contest. Apart from a few imperfections in the finish, the level of ego extraction visible here is quite acceptable. Input appreciated. This is a product of thousands of repeated experiments and subsequent failures that have been meticulously conducted and studied in order to extract it with an acceptable level of stability. But at the end of the day, I did it, like I always do. You did it? Are you sure you want to take all the credit when your team is standing right behind you? We're used to it. Oh, piss off! I'm going mad surrounded by these self-absorbed twats. I'm just about ready to get violent on some poor bastard. Let's get on with the checkup so we can get back to the bus, yeah? I feel the very same urgency you express. There's much we must cover, regrettably, given that this is the first ever regular checkup performed as a group since your employment. Faust also does not wish to pass more time without substance. Let us begin. Very well. Our first task shall be to assess your abilities in response to emergency situations. Wait, he just pressed something. Emergency situations. The walls of the laboratory suddenly started separating and sliding into place. When it settled, I realized that it locked the sinners away in some kind of hold, isolating them from me, Virgilius, and Karen. What the hell? This is just an ambush! Yes, it is. The purpose of this test is to measure your behaviors and response in case of a surprise attack. So, ambush it is. Was this discussed beforehand, Virgilius? You look anxious, Dante. Well, I suppose you weren't let in on this either. I wasn't, for your information. Just go with their flow, Dante. So it goes would be an apt response. I'll find a room somewhere where Karen and I might sit down and enjoy some nice tea. Come find me with Faust once this is over. Karen wants cake too. Oh, hey, we've got some leftover cake from our last office party. Come this way, please. An employee appeared and led Virgilius and Karen away into a nearby office room. Okay, so this is the regular checkup, huh?
let's get this done. Oh boy. And so this is where the ambush came into... This is where the ambush came into play. Oh, there we go. Right. Okay. Got some fights finally. Alright, that's a counter. So let's go with this. You can go ahead and offset that counter. Do this. Do that. Heathcliff will grab this. Faust will grab this. Nice. Alright, let's go Sancho. We're good to go so far. Nice. Alright, not bad, not bad. Alright, there's a counter. That don't seem to matter. Yeah, we'll do those attacks. We'll do this one. Unopposed? Who is this going for? For Rodion? And this one's going for Heathcliff. This one's going for Gregor. Well, I'd rather take this one. Oh wait, this is 1 speed, so I can totally steal it. Neutral. Well, it's better than nothing. Nice. 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 Oh, I forgot to use the counter for Heathcliff. Oops. Nice. Nice. Alright, we can go ahead and use this against him. Yeah, we can go ahead and use that against him. Have her get this. You can heal up with this guy. You'll get this one. You'll get this one, and then you'll get this one. Alright, time to win. Nice. Easy peasy. Nice. Well, that was easy. Oh, there's more. Okay. There's 3 waves, I see. Well, it's a good thing that we're starting to build up our sanity and such. Let's get this one for the AoE. And then Heathcliff can grab this. Or no, I think I'll have Gregor grab that. Yeah, I should make it. I should have Sancho not clash so that, because she's already at max sanity, so I should make it so that all the sinners are gaining sanity as much as possible. Nice. Not bad at all. Nice. Good AoE attack. That's good. Alright, on to the 3rd wave. Shouldn't be too bad, it looks like. Have Gregor take this favored. Faust can take this. You can go for this. And then Heathcliff can go for this. Alright, cool. Easy. Oh boy. Nice. Oh. Oh. Faust lost that, apparently. Somehow. Not bad, not bad. None of them have nails, so I might as well just do this. That's you, give that to you. Gregor will take this. Rodion will take this. Nice. So far, we've been doing pretty good. Ooh, nice stagger. Oh boy. Ooh. Honestly, this Kanto is pretty good so far. Or the Intervallo, I should say, not Kanto. It's been nice. It's been fun. I like it. Alright. Fairly certain we should be able to just murder them now. Who's the sewing target? It's you. Yeah, I'm fairly certain this one right here is the sewing target. And we could just go with this AoE, and then the rest will be done. It don't matter. Nice. Easy. Oh, I see. The Hohenheim was there as an announcer. That's kind of funny. We went through various tests, including command ability trials using Pekatula and Invidier. Hark, Manager Esquire! Hey-ho! I have attained a score most perfect! To be surpassed by Don Quixote in a contest of knowledge. Must I delve further in my studies? Hey, you saying, Bud, they were testing our Fixer Association knowledge, huh? Totally. Honestly, she's got more than enough Fixer fixation for the entire bus. Oh, hello, Flower. It's going good. I'm just doing all the intervallos and stuff with Limbus right now. All kinds of general knowledge, trivia quizzes. What's the first thing you focus on when meeting a new person? The look in their eyes, how strong they look. Oh, bloody hell, this ain't easy. Your leadership style is strong, decisive, and goal-oriented. Sweet. Have you seen the new trailer? The trailer for the Walpurgis Night? I believe so. Yes, it's with Queen of Hatred. Is good. I'm excited. You are Merceau? We were finally allowed a quick break after going through all kinds of mysterious, strange personality tests as well. Next, basic fitness test for all sinners. We can finally get started on the real meat of this checkup. Wait, then what were all those tests you guys were running on us? Oh, Martin. They were conducted in order to collect various data that the LCE department has been missing. In other words, we capitalized on this opportunity to fulfill our private curiosities. Still, I'd say it was very productive. We now know a lot about you guys that'll help us support the LCB going forward. Alright, we're gonna go over some tests that can be conducted in groups first. Please form a line here. What, like this? Oh my god. Oh, look at them! Oh, I love them all! Oh, Don Quixote. Oh, this poor girl. Let's get this over with. Looks like we've got a long day ahead of us. Wow, these are some comfy clothes they've given us. Right, I could totally see myself wearing these to sleep. To sleep? They're LCE property, so you better return them as soon as we're done here. Gotcha. By the way, can you take a look at my wrist here before we actually get started? I've been feeling a bit of soreness there, but Dante won't turn the clock for just me, you know? Turning of the clock for such trivialities may cause the formation of an unfavorable habit. Perhaps Merceau can remedy your pain. I am always prepared to administer necessary aid should you request it. Actually, you know what? I'm totally fine now. Don't you worry. Please stand still. If you think I can't see some of you on your tiptoes, you'd be very wrong. Heels on the ground, please. But my heels are on the ground. Fie. Remember when Don Quixote had hype patch? Oh yeah. And can you snuff out your cigarettes before the test begins? Oh, this one isn't lit. It's just there so I can look cool. And what about bold, but scram? Oh, okay. So the basic group tests are complete. I seem to have forgotten something quite important I had to establish prior to beginning the tests in earnest. I need an assistant. An assistant? I need an assistant to help me smooth out the testing procedures.
You got 2 of them already, right behind you, if you need directions.
Oh, we're not Mr. Hohenheim's assistants. We're specifically assistant researchers.
Yes, of course. There is much that distinguishes these 2 occupations. I would like for one of you to be my assistant for the duration of this checkup.
Rodya suddenly raised her hand.
I wasn't planning on asking for volunteers, but now that you've raised your hand, I'll give you the floor. Don't ask me to do it, it's just not my vibes, you know? I'll take a researcher job, though. I'm a big fan of her style.
Rodya trailed off, greedily caressing the clothes of one of the researchers.
What are you doing?
I didn't really have you in mind anyway, but duly noted nonetheless.
I would also like to refuse your nomination. The position of an assistant to Hohenheim implies that the said assistant is, when it comes to skill, inferior to the person they are assisting.
I love how she is shaking. Real.
Again, I didn't have you in mind either, but your passionate expression of intent is nonetheless appreciated.
I wonder who came up with this brilliant idea of putting 2 smartasses together to waste time pointing out each other's minor mistakes.
If I were to talk about myself, I want to open by saying that I was a class vice president in school, a diligent model student who assiduously facilitated the tasks of the class president, and...
What's with everyone getting so anxious to get picked here? Do you fellas actually want to be his assistant? Getting in front and center of things is just bothersome, you know?
I kind of felt like I had to apply for the position for some reason.
Well, the decision has already been made. Do note that the selection criteria is fully based on my very subjective opinion. You there, orange-haired sinner. Ishmael almost threw me to the ground as she confidently strode up to the front of the line. Ugh.
Greetings, Mr. Hohenheim. As you must be aware, if you've taken a look at my documents, I've rarely let anyone down during my various tenures at offices and associations. You have nothing to worry as long as I'm by your side. Also, can I add this experience to my resume if I ever get a chance to submit a transfer request to work at the headquarters?
Didn't know you were still holding on to that hope.
I called on you to ask you to move because you were standing in front of the sinner I chose.
Oh! No! Oh, poor Ishmael! No! Do I have Fahrenheit or Celsius? Hold on. No, I'm managing it. Give me a second. I'm checking right now. Oh my god, even the music cut out. Oh, poor Ishmael. No. I can't believe it. They did my girl dirty, dude. Oh my god. I use Fahrenheit.
Everyone turned around to look at Heathcliff, who was absent-mindedly scratching at the bridge of his nose.
Eh? Me? Huh? Me?
It seemed that Ishmael was even more shocked than Heathcliff was.
I had today 94 Fahrenheit. Ooh, I love the summer. Today it says I'm gonna have 84. That's gonna be awesome.
Wait, but why? I'm right here. Why would you pick someone like...
There's a common misconception among many researchers to assume that the higher their level of education and the more elaborate their resume, the better candidate one makes for a research project participant.
It sucks they're so hot. Yeah.
But that's just common sense, isn't it? At least when it comes to research.
However, were you aware that most great discoveries are made from a potent mix of spontaneity and intuition? A perfect descriptor for our friend here, I would say. What say you, Heathcliff? I believe that this aggressive and passionate approach of yours gives you more than sufficient qualification to command and lead them in my stead.
Is that right?
He replied, scratching his head. Be honest now, Yi Sang. You were kind of looking forward to getting picked, weren't you? It is but fate that things that were once good in the eyes of the mainstream are to be made less desirable with the passage of time. And when one does indeed fall out of favor, the intelligentsia of the bygone days must rightly excuse themselves to the realm of memories and past.
Yi Sang replied with a particularly downcast look.
I'm glad to have you on board as my new assistant.
Righty-ho. So, what have I got to do now?
Nothing too complicated. You only need to liberally express your free spirit, just as you are now. Aha, now I see what he's doing.
Hohenheim sure knows which one of the group to coax to make things go over smoothly. Martin whispered quietly at me in a voice that only I could hear. Oh boy. 10:40. Okay, almost there. Oh boy, this is only like the fourth. Yeah, this is only the fourth episode. I have 10 more stories to go through, and I have like an hour and a half, or like an hour and 20 minutes before I have to leave. Intelligentsia? Yeah, I got no clue. Yusang speaks in riddles, dude. Heathcliff seems eager to, as Hohenheim has suggested, express his free spirit to the best of his capabilities. Right, you there! Get in line! Single file, lads! Let's make this easy for all of us!
But aren't you also participating in the test with the rest of us, Heathcliff?
Yeah, but I'm the assistant.
Since when do you... Since when do you wear glasses? Glasses are basic apparatuses of all researchers. Look, slightly pushing up the glasses helps to put on the air of a studious, learned individual, like so. Just like how slightly pushing up the frames of my glasses while wondering what to have for lunch makes it seem as though I am contemplating on the more profound aspects of life.
Heathcliff, my boy, he's so stupid. Oi, let's not make this any harder than it's gotta be, lass. Snuff out that cig in your mouth.
Been a while since I heard a pig squeal.
Blimey, can't you just do as I say for once? Moments like this make me love him. Real. Huh. He's actually pretty effective.
Seems that we are now ready to conduct the tests. Finally. The primary purpose of this test is to see, on a physical level, how your current abilities scale compared to yourselves before your hiring.
I see. So they're trying to see how much they've progressed since before they joined the company. I had a feeling this would happen, but the mere mention of the words progression caused a rather loud ruckus among the sinners. If I were to speak for myself, Executive Manager, I can confidently say that the thought of progressing as a person and in all aspects of life is ingrained into my very being. Thus, as a fruit of those efforts, I have grown to be much more precise and scathing in my critique of others' mistakes.
Is that progress, though? Perhaps I have learned to let certain thoughts rest in favor of others. I once allowed myself to be trapped in overlong ruminations on worries of all manners, idly abiding as I was consumed by my very thoughts. Now, I've come to accept certain things as they are.
Oh.
And I've come to, sometimes...
Oops, I accidentally skipped that.
Sometimes allow my mind to form bereft of rigorous reason, floating away gently as though on a rolling stream. Is that not quite pleasant?
Oh, look at his smile. Okay. I guess that is progression of sorts.
I'm pretty sure I'm less of a picky eater than I used to be. My grip strength is much stronger too.
Ooh.
Look, I think I'm getting calluses on my palms.
Well, you don't really have to try to prove it to us, because the enemies we're fighting have been getting stronger too. That's an undeniable truth. We did experience a pretty spectacular year, you know.
A brutal year, yet so potent with significance.
True. I guess growth really does come with time, huh?
Right? I feel like the bonds between us got a lot deeper. We've all grown closer, you know? Like glue.
Like glue, huh? I like it.
A certain misunderstanding seems to be brewing in tandem with this uplifting exchange of heart-to-hearts. Allow me to step in and nip it in the bud. Let me give it to you straight. All of your abilities were diminished the moment you were hired by this company. Equally defanged and depowered, if you will.
Equally defanged?
In other words, all of your abilities have been brought down to the... to the same general strength, the same general level as our 11th sinner here.
Why am I your point of reference?
If this is what you meant earlier by growing closer like glue, then I suppose it was quite the apt choice of words.
Oi, take that back!
I take it back! Not. So you're not really that much stronger than I am, huh? Wow, Sink. Is that the sound of your self-preservation shattering into the ether?
That's it, you bloody
Excuse me, I need to know why that happened. Did we all get depowered because of the golden bow? Wait, does this have anything to do with those chains that appeared when we first entered into a contract with Dante? Indeed, one of the powers of a golden bow is connection. You are now all fairly, evenly, and equally mediocre.
Hohenheim's comment and the subsequent stare seemed a bit targeted. Just staring at Sinclair.
Think of it as something akin to Quillifoth, the deterrence employed by the Lobotomy Corporation. Blah, blah, blah. So the truth is finally revealed. This was why I, Otis, grew so pathetically weak the moment I joined this company.
Art thou implying that thou hast always known?
Of course. Had I been in my prime, I could have wiped the floor with you miserable doormats in a matter of seconds.
You wipe floors with doormats? Man, we're also prone to saying whatever once the burden of proof is gone, huh?
So that's why my murderous arm's been quiet ever since they hired me.
Didn't really have anything to do with my heart after all. Gregor.
Oi! What's the use of all this chatter? What matters is that we've all been brought down to the level of the lad.
But I got calluses on my palms.
Yet, not all of the Golden Bow's effects must have been of detriment to us.
Yuseng started, carefully attempting to navigate through a conversation that appeared to be turning into a tinderbox.
Was it not the advantages granted to us by the Golden Bow impaled in the pallid whale of the Great Lake by which we triumphed?
What? Really?
Correct. Had the pallid whale been at its full strength, it is highly likely that we may have still been trapped inside its stomach, struggling to survive. Also, it can also be said that the diminishing effect was not applied in equal measure across all affected subjects.
That makes sense. I guess. I never could have knocked teeth out with one punch if I was only as strong as Sink. It's a real handy trick, you know.
Additionally, certain individual quirks cannot be suppressed by the Golden Bow. Certain quirks that one may consider to be an individual's idiosyncrasies. Oh, so that explains Ryoshi's impressive blade work with Mr. Bumble back at the T-Corp factory.
Heh, won't waste my breath boasting. You never do, anyways. Well, if your strengths have indeed progressed since the onboarding, then the average must have risen as well. One of the purposes of this test is to measure that very difference. So what exactly goes into these tests? I know there's a district that uses a medicine that can analyze most aspects of the subject with a quick scan, so is it going to be something like that? There are dozens, if not hundreds of ways to determine one's abilities without the assistance of machinery. In fact, I know of a perfectly appropriate methodology for this group. A perfectly appropriate methodology? We spent some time out of our busy schedules to tailor each test for each center of the LCB. That was pretty tough, I'll have you guys know. Tailored it for each center, huh? I don't really like the sound of that, if you ask me. We will utilize the Pekatula and the distortion phenomenon. Huh. That doesn't sound much like some super innovative method you were building up to. What a letdown. Right? Honestly, for all their talk, I thought they'd come up with something more impressive than that. Assistant.
Alright, that's enough chatter. Now get in there.
God, I like commanding Heathcliff. He's really funny. God, look at this stupid... Look at him! He's so dumb! Alright. Got some more lunacy, so we're getting close. Meaningless wrath. Here we go. Oh, I see. So we could only have Hong Lu and Sinclair for this one. Interesting. Alright then, I guess. Hold on, let me turn him into Fang Hunt, because that's the strongest one that I have. Sinclair, strongest I have is One Who Shall Grip. Stop calling him dumb. Well, it's like it's like a loving dumb. Yeah. I don't care. It don't matter. Man, they really had to use two of my weakest sinners, huh? If it was Ryoshu, I would have been screwed. Let's see. First one on the blocks. Heathcliff had already begun flipping through the papers in his hands. What an unfamiliar sight.
Right, you and you there, inside, now.
Heathcliff, the assistant, pointed toward Hung Lu and Sinclair. Hello, 1, 2, testing. Am I coming through? As you must be well aware by now, the Pekatula are entities that have failed to even distort.
It seems like we'll be fighting the Pekatula again. Right. I have a question. It's something that's been nagging at me the whole time since I arrived. Aren't these tests basically just us killing people for no reason? They're all safely contained, which means that they don't pose any danger to anyone.
Why's you been such a bleeding heart all of a sudden? Oi, we've been slaughtering countless scores of these swords, so what's the hold up now?
Yeah, but we didn't have any choice back then because we were on a mission, and do you believe that taking
a life to live is unlike taking a life for the sake of it. I do.
I understand. It seems that human memory is, after all, made to be finite, save for a few exceptional individuals. People are prone to misplacing memories even from yesterday. So, who are they, Dante? Who do you believe they are, this group you lead? Given the expected communication difficulties between us, allow me to make this a multiple choice question. 1, family. 2, friends. 3, colleagues. I guess they're closest to colleagues.
Dante says 3, colleagues.
Honglu was practically squished against the containment unit window, holding up 3 of his fingers. He must have heard us talking. Incorrect. It's none of the above. The truth is that they are sinners, not family, not friends, not colleagues. Prisoners.
I know.
But the knowledge of something and the acceptance of it must be distinguished. I learned that people are prone to forgetting their places when the going gets easy, when life becomes comfortable enough for them to consider the luxury of timely meals to be a certainty. Thus, I find these reminders to be quite useful. These sinners bound to Limbus Company are still fettered by their chains and shackles. Naturally, they have no access to such a thing as the right to refuse. Or would it be easier for you to accept that fact if I were to suggest that you consider this but a mere extension of your responsibilities? I know they're sinners, but you can't talk to them like that. Translations are unnecessary. I think I get the picture of what was said, given the atmosphere of this room. Dante, when you agreed to the contract, you must have made a deal of sorts, to gain something to your benefit, am I correct? Your memories, your head, and your past. There must be so much they would like to know, and perhaps your desire to get them back is what stops you from simply quitting. What I mean to say, with this little demonstration, is that no one in this room has any right to grumble or refuse. Faust, is he usually...
Yes, this is his usual demeanor.
Hello, I know I'm not one to talk, but you don't exactly have a lot of friends, do you? Those who rise above their peers tend to attract a certain degree of hostility from others. Now, shall we begin? We are severely behind schedule. While the combatants do what they do, please pay attention to the following presentation about the Pecatula projected onto this class panel. This lecture has been prepared with the assumption that its students have an average level of knowledge, so if you consider this presentation to be boring or too difficult to understand, then you may consider your knowledge level to be below average. Well, this material seems quite elementary to me. Not sure what's so difficult about this.
Yeah, save that for when the lecture actually starts.
As you must already know, there are seven categories of Pecatula, and as far as I am aware, the highest stage of Pecatula you observed was in stage 3. So far, at least. Wherefore didst thou utter a little muttering of "so far at least" at the end of thine words, good sir? Sharp. Well, it's simple. We researchers have a habit of avoiding absolutes in all things. Never say never, or so they say. So, you're not ruling out the possibility that we might be running into Pecatula beyond stage 3, huh? Indeed. We prefer not to put down such arbitrary limitations. Anyway, the first type of Pecatula to be covered today is Pecatula irae, red Pecatulum of wrath. The nature of fire is to burn and burn until there is nothing left to be burned.
I see. They're quite literally burning with rage. Now that I think back on it, didn't you express something like that before, Sinclair? I remember you screaming so fiercely that you could hardly control your own body. On the other hand, I don't think I've ever seen you get angry or upset, Honglu. Ah, that's because the realization of meaninglessness extinguishes the reason for the spark. Because the realization of meaninglessness extinguishes the reason for the spark to start a fire. Oh, I see now. No matter how much Heathcliff or Miss Otis bully me, expressing my anger at that is meaningless at the end of the day. Okay. I did enjoy it a little when I had to accidentally step on Heathcliff's toes, but...
What exactly is the takeaway supposed to be here?
Yes, that is exactly how it is.
That's funny. I like them. They're funny. Alright. Wave 1. So we can do this. We can do this. Do this. Honglu can get this one. Get this one. And then I guess get this one. Alright, here we go. Nope. Nope. Nice. Oh, he has like a status effect so that has like a burn symbol on it. I wonder what that is. Not bad, not bad. Nope. 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 Nice. He also has a burn status on him. Not bad, not bad. Oh, nice! Haha. Nope. Nope. I like how he throws the peace sign and then he goes again afterwards. He's just like, yep. Alright, we can just do damage and go from there. Nice. What does the fire do? Oh man, having a negative sanity identity. Gain burn equal to turn count. Oh, I see. Oh yeah, this is not good. I guess I'll have Hong Lu clash with everything. And then from there, I'll have Sinclair attack everything else. Go with this. Go with that. Alright, cool. Here we go. Because he's a negative sanity identity, so I want him to, that's fine. I want him to lose as much sanity as possible. Nice, not bad. So then Hong Lu should be able to pick up the slack and stagger them. Nice. Nice. Nope. Nope. Not bad, not bad. Okay, this is gonna be an attack, but that's fine. Not much. That's okay. Everyone else is okay. Alright, you go for this. You go for this. You go for this. Hong Lu will go for that. We'll go for this, and then go for this. I think Sinclair should be able to, yeah, kill them. Oh, well, he almost killed that one. Counter, whatever, don't matter. Let's go, Hong Lu. Nice. Now we just got this guy left. Nice. Alright, cool. Oh man, Hong Lu is getting hurted. Oh, this guy. Okay. One of these ones. I think we'll go ahead and have Hong Lu use his Dimensional Shredder for this one. For this last clash. Everything else should be fine. And then we'll have Sinclair go for the counters. Oh, damn. Well, I thought we would have had that, but I guess not. Oh, he's gonna get staggered. Oh, shit. Ah, there goes Hong Lu. God damn it. Okay, well, that sucks. Alright. Oh, he staggered the enemy, though. Oh, and if he... Oh, he's gonna corrode next turn, too, so... he can just attack this guy. Well, it's a good thing we were solo, huh? Alright, he corroded. You know what that means. We'll just do... yeah, damage up. Alright, later, loser. Wahoo! Oh, I'm so glad that we corroded here, and not when we had Hong Lu with us. Not bad. Alright, cool. So now we're back to normal. Now I just have to do as much damage as I can, I think, so that I can win. Yeah, I just have to do this 144 damage, and we should be fine. I do have more damage than him. The counter won't stagger me. Okay. Oh my god, he has 3 staggers. I do have the one-turn revive from the... Well, I thought I had the revive. Okay, then. I guess not, then. God damn it. Okay, well, I guess I can try it again. That sucked. Alright. I mean, I could totally do it. We can totally do this. We just gotta lock in, I guess. We can totally do this. I just gotta lock in. Alright. And then after this, after we do this... Man, I was really hoping that we would be able to get all the damage in, but he got staggered beforehand. Oh, sigh. Alright. Alright, let's go ahead. So, how many... What does he need? He needs 5... Oh, he needs an envy. That's why. He doesn't have the envy to deal with it. That's why. That makes sense. That, and then against this one. This one is against Hong Lu, so maybe I'll clash with this one. This one is against one of his. Yeah, we'll do this to keep the clashes. If possible, I do want to keep the clashes to a minimum with Sinclair, but we'll see what happens. Hong Lu needs to build up as much sanity as he can so that he can be able to kill all the guys. Nice. Good job. Good job, Hong Lu. Good kill. Nice. Good kill. Ooh. Ooh. Sinclair, please. Nice. Not bad, not bad. Nice. Alright, cool. And then just one more. We're all good to go. Okay. Nice. Use the ones that lower sanity only a little bit first before he uses the big ones. Okay, let's see. Let's go for this guy. You can go for this. I think I'll have him attack this one twice. And then I don't know, we'll have Hong Lu clash with these guys. I guess I'll just have him attack these ones as much as possible. Okay. Good stagger. If I would have known that he was gonna kill first, I would have had Hong Lu get one of the other attacks so that we could have gotten it. But it don't matter. Oh, Hong Lu, no! It's gonna hurt a little bit. Ow. That's fine. That's whatever. That's whatever. Oh, he's staggered now. God damn it. Okay. Well, then we gotta deal with these guys. Alright, nice. Okay, whatever. Nice. It don't matter. Even if he didn't get his stuff, we just gotta get this in. Nice. Okay, both of them are staggered, so that means that we can go ahead and have Hong Lu do a little more damage here. Same with Sinclair. This is 7. This is 7. So that'd be 14. I'm gonna guard with one of them, and then I'll go ahead and do this. Oh, he gets a red from guard. Alright. Nice. And then Sinclair should come in to finish the job. Nice. Yeah, Sinclair comes in to finish the job. We hurt a little bit from the burn, but it's fine. I think if I... Okay, this time I'll go ahead and go with the first clash that Hong Lu has to come with. Or the only one that's coming on with his, I don't know, go with the 2 reds. These ones are very against Sinclair. Do that. And then this. Okay, I'll have Hong Lu take the counter. And Claire's way too good. I was using my level 35 one, and he's still putting in work here. Real. Yeah, he's still putting in work right now. Okay. Okay, good stagger, good stagger. So then that means that we have free reign over this guy. Okay, part broke. Okay, he does corrode next turn, but that's fine because Hong Lu I think is gonna clean up. Hong Lu, you got this. One more? Reuse? Nice, let's go. And then he has the Dimension Shredder, and then we should be good. Alright, cool. Oh, man. Nice. Let's go. We won! Yippee! Oh, okay. Second attempt. I'll take that. That was a little annoying because my sinners are a little not that good. No, these sinners were not that good. Yeah, I wonder who did more damage. Oh man, who could have guessed? Directionless Sloth. Okay, this is Gregor, Faust, and Merceau. Okay, so I'll go with my Rupture team. All right, let's go. Okay. Next up, you three. Let's get in there. Indoor voice will do, bud. We can hear you just fine without you shouting at the top of your lungs. Now let us discuss Pacatulum piguritiae, sloth. Stones are sturdy, but that's all there is to them. They're directionless and unmoving, completely surrendered to inertia. They are trapped in their current lot in existence until someone else comes along to roll them away. Truly, there is no better symbol for sloth than them. It is efficient to live within the bounds of rigidly established routines. Getting lumped into these two is making me feel real self-conscious all of a sudden, like I'm just some lazy incompetent. Do not compare yourself to Faust, Gregor. Should Faust become the point of reference for one's competency, the overwhelming majority of the city's population would be deemed incompetent. I'll admit, I'm not the most diligent person in the room, but I'm taking back that comment about being incompetent. Check this out, fellas. I'm not that rusty just yet. Charging alone into danger poses too late.
This will be harder than expected. Let's provide assistance.
Oh, Gregor, the king you are. I love Gregor so much. He's so funny. Alright, here we go. Now, first things first. We gotta go ahead and get our snake arms. And we gotta go ahead and get our counters. You know what? I'll do both counters. 2 counters. A green. A green. We'll use a green. Alright, cool. So we should have all greens, so now Faust can go ahead and build up her passive, like always. That's my goat, Faust. Nice. Nice. Let's go, Gregor. Nice. Alright. This means I can start building up Faust. This one is against Gregor. And we'll do this. I want to build up Faust as much as possible so that she can go ahead and get her passive for the big boss when that happens. Alright, now we can just go ahead and do what we need. I love yellow. I'm so full of yellow. Alright, blink step done. Need one more snake arm for Gregor, so I'll have to sacrifice one of his moves. Do this. Do another power counter. Or no, I'll just go ahead and use the skill 1, I think. You get that. You can get this one. I think I'll have Gregor offset the guard. Merceau can get this one, and then you can get this one, and this one is against Faust. So I'll go ahead and take this one instead. This one is against Merceau. Okay, cool. So Faust will be able to do what she needs to. Ugh. Wrong. Incorrect. Oh, I should have saved the skill 3 for later. Ah, whatever. That's fine. That's fine. I'll get another skill 3 later. We do have the reuse coin, so it don't matter. Nope. Wrong. Wrong. Alright. Go ahead and get some poise from Merceau. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Very good, very good. Oh! Faust got enough to get her skill 3 loop going. Let's go. Nice. And then Gregor has his snake arms now. Nice. Alright. Oh, and Faust has another skill 3, so we'll go ahead and do this. We'll have everybody just attack the same slot. It don't matter. One-sided guard. Alright, cool. Alright, this guy's dead, so it don't matter. Reuse the coin, nice. Let's go, Gregor, build up some more poise. That's my goal right there. Nice. Let's go, Merceau. Now we got the boss, which is where we can go ahead and start doing our funnies. Which one has the most? The most is this one, 818. I'll have Gregor go ahead and take the 18. Faust can counter with... No, I'll have Faust just do this one. Because the assist defense works no matter what. And then we'll have these guys take the shield. We'll have, oh, whoops, wrong one. This one is against Merceau. These ones are being clashed with. Yep, should be good. Nice. Nope. Incorrect. I love Heisho Faust. She's so good. Alright, Gregor, you got this. Come on, get your coin. Oh, let's go. And he had guaranteed crits too, so. Nice. Merceau should be getting up there pretty soon. Nice. Nope. Incorrect. Alright, bye. Nice. That was easy. That was a lot easier compared to the Sinclair and the Hong Lu one. Probably because I have way better units for these two. Oh man. Yay! Yeah, Faust did most damage. Oh man, who would have guessed? Sinking on purpose. This is Heathcliff, Otis, and... Oh, I know, I can do bleed. Bleed with these guys. Yeah, here we go. There we go. Nice. Next up is Goulet, Gluttony. Roots of plants dig through the dirt in search of nutrients. What distinguishes them is, however, that they are not satisfied with satiation alone. The roots continue to grow, with seeking an increasingly greater supply of nutrients. Hang on a minute, what's this? Heathcliff, after flipping through a few more pages ahead, looked up at Hohenheim and shouted, "Are we really going to do this song and dance for each and every one of these Pecatulum? Why don't we lump them together like how you've paired up us sinners?" Huh, running low on patience already? Only simpletons would make such a basic suggestion. It's standard protocol, in case you weren't aware. I am also unhappy about the process, but sometimes we must swallow our complaints and do as we're told for the sake of proper test results. You make a valid proposition. What? Very well. I also fail to see the necessity in fighting this Pecatula one by one, especially given the busy schedule ahead of us. Your suggestion is accepted, assistant. Oh? What? Really? Aren't you the one who suggested it? If we didn't have to fight them one by one anyway, then why didn't we do this from the start? Because testing them one by one yields a more accurate result. Study suggests that the margin of error grow by 0.06% when testing multiple entities at once. I see. But I say the benefits of a smaller margin of error outweighs the convenience of lumping them all together. Why don't we proceed as planned? Bloody hell, just let it go, yeah? Yeah, Otis, come on. This very carelessness is why I think we can risk a 0.06% chance greater margin of error, right? Indeed. It is sometimes necessary to prioritize efficiency over the pursuit of perfection. I will abide by the executive manager's judgment. Very well. Allow me to explain Pecatula morositatis gloom as well. Have you ever immersed yourselves in deep waters? Quite easy to sink to the depths, no? However, the deeper one sinks, the harder does it become to rise again. Pressure suffocates you from all directions. No matter how much you thrash around, desperately looking for something to grab onto, all you find is futility, such as gloom. I suppose one of the few benefits of working for this company is that its constant motion gives no time for such emotions to drag us down, especially now that I have some level of confidence that they might actually keep their end of the contract. Ooh, sounds like a disagreement's brewing. Even after I've joined the bus team, I still feel like I'm floundering deep in some ditch, you know? I'm only here because I want to be here, but still. Are you sure you're in that ditch by choice? Maybe you just don't know how to rise to the surface again. I don't appreciate hearing that from someone who doesn't even know what I'm talking about. Well, it's all ready now. In you go. You too, assistant. You aren't exempt from the tests. Huh? Me too. Yeah, perfect timing. I've been getting a bit tired of all this mental exercise. Right then, let's wrap this up quick. Oh boy. Alright, let's see how my bleed team fares against these guys. They don't have a status effect like before, so we'll just have to see what happens. Wow. We are dominating. This is good, actually. This is very, very good. Oh, we'll take this. And then Otis, I believe, can clash... No, I guess not. Okay. We'll take this. This clashes against Heathcliff. Take this. This one is against Otis. Okay. We'll have Otis do this one twice. Okay. Woo! Oh, not bad. Alright, cool. He died. Nice. Storm Cloud from Heathcliff. Nice. And then Girly Pop is gonna go here. Oh, the Pekatulum have a unique status though. Wait, I gotta check what the Pekatulum's status is. Turn end at 1 stack, inflict damage equal to this unit's current HP. Current HP against the enemy with the least HP, then die reduced by 1 at turn end. Oh, I see. So you have to kill these guys before they reach number 1. That's easy. Alright, here we go. Nice. Easy. Like I said, it was easy. Nice. Alright, we gotta have Otis clash so she can get to 45, but so far we've been doing pretty good. Okay, we'll do this. You can get this. You can get that. Otis can grab this one. And then this one for the counter. Alright, here we go. Nice. Good attack, good attack. Ooh, not bad, not bad. Ow. Youch. Okay, there's the counter, which is fine. Okay, good stagger, good stagger. Nope. Oh, this guy has a unique status too. Hold on, I gotta check out what the unique status is on this one. Gain 1 HP, gain 1 HP heal boost every 2 turns, max of 5. Gain 1 damage up and 1 clash power up for every 10 HP healed, max 5. I see. Okay. And I gotta make sure that I kill these guys before they detonate, so... You know what I'll do? I'll take this one. I'll have her take that. You can get this one. She can get this one. You can get this one too. Alright, should be good. Alrighty. Oh, so far we're doing pretty good. No issues whatsoever. Shredder. Nice. And then we have Otis to handle the evade. Oh, never mind. Didn't matter. Nice. Let's go. I love playing with scissors. Oh, that was easy. Okay, only one more. Alright, easy. Do this, and then again. Nice. Whoa, big guy. Oh, big weld. I love that. I love you. Okay, big weld. You can take this. You can take this. You'll get that. You'll get this. Alright, cool. Nice. Not bad, not bad. Ow. Oh, it was an unbreakable coin. That was why. I was wondering why I had that. Okay, that's fine. This is also an unbreakable coin. Not bad. That's fine. Only a little bit of sinking, but it's whatever. That's fine. Okay, good going, Heathcliff. Nice. Good lenticular blade. Alright, Rodion is at 20 stacks, so she can start devouring a little more blood. A little more blood. Blood Feast. Girly Pop here can go with this. Make that stronger, make this stronger, and then make this stronger. Alright, here we go. Wrong. And I do still have one more of the skill 3s, so I can go ahead and do more damage. Or I can go ahead and do the enhanced one later on. That's fine, doesn't do much damage. Call. One of us is gonna go down eventually. And it's you! Lamau. Alright, that's fine. Oh, it does a little bit of damage. It don't matter. We do have the sinking target, so we should be a lot, so this skill should be a little bit more powerful than it usually is. And then we have it again. Nope. Nope. Alright, not bad. Then here comes the unbreakable coin. It's almost dead, so that's good. Ow. It's whatever. Nice. Good job, good job. Alright, now is when we go ahead and get the chance to kill this guy. Okay, we'll do this one first. Then we'll go this one next. Hopefully we'll have enough for that. This. Then we can have this. And you can have... Oh, this one's against Heathcliff. Okay, well. This one's also against Heathcliff, so... This one's also against Heathcliff, so I think I want to take this one then. This one's against her. She'll get this one then. I guess Otis just can't steal the attack then. Alright then. Whatever. I don't think it really matters. Oh, here we go. We got the Ascendant Don Quixote, or the alt skill 3. Let's go. And it's staggered, so it don't even matter. Alright, so all we gotta do is just do... Okay, there we go. I was gonna say, all we have to do is just do enough damage to kill it. And we did. Nice. Okay, got about 40 minutes until I gotta leave, but we're getting there. We're doing pretty good. Nice. Alright, we're at stage 9 now. Do not take 10 plus hits during the encounter for each identity. Oh god, Ishmael and Ryosho. Well, I can take a support, which I will, so we'll take this. Ishmael and Ryosho. Do I have another Ishmael that's good? Nope. Wow, this is gonna suck. Alright. Let's hope. Well, that wasn't too much trouble. Next up's you two. Get in there. With Ryosho. Let's do this, I guess. ST. What? She wants to switch teams. Really? Now? What's your problem this time, Ryosho? Your dulled harpoon doesn't interest me. It dulled so much that I doubt it can even impale that sickly nerd over there. I don't think she'll have but too much trouble impaling Honheim. I'd much rather watch that blood fiend fight again. Thou speakest of me? That's, 'tis quite the pickle. Oi, she wants to switch team, is that? She wants to switch teams, is that alright? Of course not. You heard the man, let's go. I'll admit that my harpoon's not as sharp as it used to be, and I'll admit that I've lost a bit of my edge since then. We're all sailing on the same boat. I'm not gonna hold you or anyone else back. I'm always ready to go to razor sharpness when the need arises. I'm swapping you out as soon as you start making a fool of yourself. Lass, I thought I've made myself clear on this. Switching teams isn't a thing! Pecatulum Super BA. Pride. Hohenheim droned on as if the bickering sinners didn't exist in this world. Wheels, symbol of technology, and the vector of humanity's ultimate pursuit. The wheel in its boundless pride rolls on in search of the perfect circle, something unconquered even by nature. Yet, it remains uncaring for the flesh it rends, nor the grass it tramples in its path. Isn't that just confidence, not pride? You can't get anything done by just sitting idly in place. One might even say that pride is but another name for overconfidence. It oft claims trailblazers are those who have never tasted failure. Someone like you, Hohenheim. Well, that certainly is a perspective. Next up is luxury lust. Moving on just like that, huh? The meaning of Pecatulum luxury, lust, is not exactly what it says on the tin. A more illustrative description would say that it is... yes, an obsession to spread a fragment of what forms the self. A desire to propagate, to breed. Of course, there's more to this concept than just that. While the world itself may be subject to interpretations limited to the carnal understanding, to share one's knowledge, one's ideas, to invite others into gaining the understanding of a sliver of oneself, you seek to express that such things are lust as well. Not bad. I always appreciate these discussions with the learned. There never is any dead air. Admit it, Heathcliff. All that flew right over your head, didn't it? Why even ask? Unnecessary.
Shut up. Get in there.
I love when they tease Heathcliff. It's always so funny. Alright, let's go. Let's fight the wheels. Alright, so we'll go ahead and do this. Then we can power counter heal here. Then we can go ahead and go for this one. For the favored. Ishmael can get this one. Favored. Oh my god. Okay, you know what? Here, we'll do this. This one is also going for Ryoshu. Yes. This one's also going for Ryoshu, I guess. And this one's also going for Ryoshu, I guess. Alright, whatever, man. I guess we'll just not be able to do that then. Alright, here we go. Oh, come on, Ryoshu. Come on, Ryoshu. Girl, how are you that dumb? Alright, whatever. Okay, there we go. Come on, girl. You got this. Blink step. Blink step all over them. You got this. Alright, cool. Ah. How did you lose that, Ishmael? You had the gloom res. Whatever. She just needs to build more SP, I think. Thank you. This is gonna hurt. That's fine. Alright, here we go. So, now that I have this, we can go ahead and start doing these. I can go ahead and have her get this. You can get this. And then you can get this. It's all neutral, but I need her to start building sanity and poise. That's her whole gimmick right now. Nice. Let's go, Ryoshu. Nice. That was good. Nice. Let's go, Ishmael. So now she has more sanity. Nice. Let's go, Ishmael. Nice. And now she's already up on the top. She's already at the top of the... This one... She doesn't get poise count, huh? Only on her skill 1 clash win. Man. Yeah, that sucks. She doesn't... I don't even think she gets poise from anything else. Let's do this. We'll do this. And then this, I think. Do not take 10+ hits during the encounter for each identity. Oh, that's right, yeah. Yeah, we are kind of struggling on that fact, huh? Nice. Not bad. One more. Nice. Let's go. Nice. Let's go, Ishmael. Oh, well, her poise is gonna run out now. It's run out. Nice. Good job. Good going, Ishmael. Good going, Ishmael. We all out of poise. Maybe I'll put these two here, just in case. Alright, that was easy. I can kill these guys. Easy. Alright, now we go on to the second phase, Wave 2, where her clashes are most likely not going to yield many results. Dominating, you say? Okay. Neutral. I'll do this so that I can get some more, stuff. Actually, maybe I should do this so that the enemy can't, whatchamacallit. We'll do that, and then she can get this green on him. Ishmael can take this, and then take this, I think. Maybe actually she'll take this counter slot just in case. Nice. Nope. Wrong. I need to make sure that I either kill him fast or stagger it fast so that I won't take the counter hit. Ah, nope, it took the it took the counter. Wonderful. Well, I thought she would have done enough damage, but I guess not. Nice. Need a little bit more poise, which is always nice. Nice. Wait, how did she get poise from her skill too? I just realized. On third hit, gain poise equal to rupture on target. Max 5, gain poise count equal to rupture. Oh, okay, I see. I see. So all you have to do is just build up rupture on these guys and then do that. Okay. Well, it's a good thing that this is a rupture team. This is only one attack. I should probably give this to him. Alright, that guy dies. Ryoshu should be able to either finish this guy off or, yeah, stagger him. Nice. And then Ishmael kills him. Nice. Alright, there goes her poise. Oh! There was only 2 waves. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Alright, cool. We did decently. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Number 10, now all we need... Oh god, now all we need is that... Oh, did I not do any of the EX missions? Or did I not do an EX mission? Which one did I fail? Defeat the enemy Pekatula within the turn limit. Was it this one? Oh, clear encounter with all eyes at 50% HP. I'm gonna have to go back and redo this one on my own time then, so I can get the EX mission. Because I've never not done that before. Each unit defeats the Pekatulam that has taken their shape once. Oh, I see. Don Quixote and Yi Sang. Bleed. Burn. I could do burn, yeah. Burn would work with these two. Okay. There we go. Don Quixote. Verily, nigh is the time for young Yi Sang and I to face the test. The nature of our trial shall take form as Pekatula Invidia. I assume that we all have a first-hand experience with static shocks. Oh? Doth static shock have aught to do with envy? Anyone who's been subject to both static shock and the envy of others must know that the latter stings in the same manner as the former does. I ill comprehend thine explanations. Ah, I see. To explain in plainer example, Miss Don Quixote, you have always been fond of and held great respect for the illustrious color fixers, am I correct? Verily! I should be second to none were my passion for them to be measured. Now, imagine yourself at a convention of sorts, in which the said illustrious color fixers are holding an event to disseminate their autographs, and imagine that you are a part of the excited queue. Oh, indeed, I have mentally placed myself there. Proceed. Yet, in great misfortune, the event comes to a close, mere moments before you were to receive your autograph. Alack, for woe! Fate playeth such cruel jests on my pitiful soul. Now, do imagine what sort of emotion would you feel for the fellow fan who received the final autograph immediately before you were to receive yours, ere the chance was robbed. Well, 'twould be quite the jealousy burning within mine heart, a painfully tingling sensation when I... Oh! My, you certainly enjoy explaining things, don't you? I suppose all scholars are kindred spirits, after all. You two, quit the chinwag and get in there. Verily, then onward, to a new adventure. Then I shall follow. Oh boy. Oh man, they're all so dumb. I love my sinners. They're all so stupid. Alright, so I need Yi Sang to kill this, to kill Blade Lineage, and then... Okay, I see now. Right, you... Oh, God. Oh, this is gonna suck, isn't it? This one has resonance. This one has resonance. And then this one also has... This one's neutral, but it's better than nothing. Maybe I should go with this one first, and then... it doesn't matter. I just need to get more... resonance to increase our clash chances. And then this one's a counter. Struggling, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, I'll just have the sinners attack the respective Pekatulam. Nice, let's go Don Quixote. Mamuri. Oh my god, it's almost already dead. Oh my god, it's dead now. Okay, well, that don't matter anymore. Come on, Yisang. Oh, he almost had it. Youch. Only a simple poke. All right, you got this, Yisang. Come on, yeah, Yisang. That's my go. That's my guy right there. That's my sinner. Oh, he also had a counter apparently. Oh no, I don't think so actually. Okay. I will have Dan Quixote. Ooh. Well, these are both against Yisang, I think. Favored. We can go for the favored. The neutral, and then Dan Quixote can go for this favored. Hopefully, she will also be able to. Yeah, these are hopeless, but it's fine. We'll just keep going with the favorites. Oh no. We'll go defense on here, but all the other ones we should be fine with, I think. Yeah, just to give them more resonance, I think, would be a good idea. Nice. Let's go, Dan Quixote. Okay, she does need more poise count, it looks like. Okay, there we go. Yisang killed the Pekatulum, so that's good. Alright, now that she's dominating, she can go ahead and start getting these. Which are very, very good. Which are very helpful. Okay, all green, that's nice. I can go for purple. I can go for purple. And I can go for red. Alright, cool. We're starting to gain better understandings. The more poise count I get, the better. So that Dan Quixote can go ahead and start doing more stuff. Nice. And she has one more poise. Okay. One more. Oh, please, Yisang. Please, Yisang. Yisang, no! He lost. I can't believe he lost the clash. Youch! And he got staggered. Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's really bad. Oh, that's really bad. Oh, Dan Quixote, I need you to hold the fort. Okay, alright. You know what that means. Fish. Okay, you get this. You can get this. And then you can get this. The mission was just to have the sinners defeat their Pekatulum once, so I don't have to do anything else then. Okay, that's good. Nope. None of that. Alright, and now he's staggered. So we can go ahead and start. Nice. This Yisang is almost done, so that's good. Our Yisang is very much in danger. Okay. I'll have him attack this one 3 times. Go for the red so that we can get some more resonance. You get this, and then you get that. Nice. Okay, so he kills this Yisang, which is good. Nope. Wrong. Incorrect. Okay, the next is gonna be very difficult. We're gonna have to. Oh no, it was only 1 wave. It was only 2 waves. Whatever. It don't matter. We did it. We won. I think that's all the trials that we need then. No, unless we have to fight the Eagle Gear people. Yippee! Thank you, Dan Quixote. All right. The price of curiosity. Sure. We'll recover the enkephalin. I cannot deploy Dan Quixote! Oh, well. I'll go for my rupture team then. Oh, whoops. Yeah, we'll go for this. Yeah, we'll just take out Ishmael and we'll be fine, I think. Huh, well that sucks. The foundation that led to this disaster was laid by none other than Yisang, whose only sin was making an innocent, tragically casual comment. Sometime after we ran our final tests. Please vacate the room, people. Cleanup coming through. Apologies. Miss Dan Quixote has ought to. Prithee, avail me but a moment. The shoelaces upon Rocinante have come undone. What? How? I remember tying like 7 different knots on your shoes. Yet 'twere quite the hideous access, sorry, to be forced upon Rocinante. I have tied one of them once again in the shape of a ribbon. Yeah, the knots didn't look that great. Ribbons are cute. Oh boy. Yet one must begin to wonder about the consequences of Miss Dan Quixote freeing her feet from Rocinante at her present state. Whatever art thou suggesting? Rocinante is none other than mine eternal steed, bound to me by fate itself. None shall ever dare sever the bond betwixt us. It was a query posed toward Miss Faust, yet I appreciate your answer all the same. And Faust's reply was what set fire upon that rather combustible foundation. I cannot know. What?
An obvious outcome, given that no relevant data has ever been collected.
Well then, no time like the present to get collecting, huh? Good thing we're in a lab too. Where else are we gonna get another chance to do that?
This course of action is highly inadvisable.
Yeah, sounds like a bad time to me. I heard all kinds of horrible stuff happen on that train the moment her shoes came off. Sure did.
But 'twas but an independent decision called by Rocinante itself due to certain extreme circumstances that had naught to do with mine will.
Well, potato. I was already quite aware that the core of that individual may as well lie in her pair of running shoes.
Fie on thee! Thou shouldst treat a person such as I like some useless shell.
What if we slipped her shoes off and on again really quickly? The standards here at LCE department demand precise measurements. In other words, those tests would be meaningless if all we were measuring is a hollow shell.
A hollow shell!
We have indulged your predictable provocations enough, Hohenheim. It seems unnecessary to remind you that you have not yet received the full report of what transpired during that incident. In other words, you are risking the occurrence of an unexpected event.
You concern yourself unnecessarily. The construction of my laboratory boasts a rather solid build. Not even abnormalities on the more powerful side of things can puncture holes in its walls. Oh, very well. I will not force your hand. However, due to your unwillingness, I am behooved to record as such in my research journal. Due to the concerned sinner's utterly terrified reaction at the prospect of having to remove her shoes, I must unfortunately leave only a half-complete test result here.
Utterly terrified? Terrified?
And your information, these research reports, are stored for at least a decade. Yes, we will have possession of a full record of your plain cowardice for at least 10 years. Outcome: NA. Reason: subject was too scared to participate.
After much contemplation, I have come to conclude the dearest Rocinante deserveth a moment of respite as well. And I, Don Quixote, shall demonstrate before thee that Don Quixote is Don Quixote in her course still, without Rocinante's assistance.
Are you sure this is a good idea, Faust?
Hohenheim, if your employment at Limbus Company ever comes to a unilateral termination, I suppose the cause will be rather apparent. Your highly irresponsible level of curiosity.
Not a good idea. Got it. That would be my greatest honor as a researcher.
Hey, if anything ever goes wrong, Yisang will be on the ready to slip those shoes right back onto your feet at a moment's notice, okay?
I shall be on the ready.
Behold me not with such expressive anticipation all. There shan't be any new revelations here.
Don Quixote begins to untie her shoes, seething.
This seven-layered knot poseth quite the difficulty. Young Ishmael, wherefore hast thou tied these cords with such unwavering tightness?
I was hoping they'd be the last knot these shoelaces would ever tie.
Of course. There we go. Rest thee well, Rocinante.
For the sinner and I were all quite nervous, but none of us stepped forward to stop this experiment. Why didn't we stop this? Was it because we thought we knew removing Rocinante doesn't necessarily mean that she'd be losing control? Because we saw its effects on the warp train and at La Mancha land? Or was it because we assumed that Rocinante was now just a disguise, and now that Don Quixote has accepted her past as Sancho, removing it wouldn't affect her psyche at all? Whichever was the case, it was a mistake to ignore that nagging feeling. These researchers don't know what facing Don Quixote, Sancho, the second kindred, is like. We do.
Mother. Oh, Mother. Our existence is death and perpetuality. Complete us. Fill our hunger. We pray unto you. Fill us with the blood of humans. With the blood of humans.
The teeming, shouting voices suddenly began to echo in my head. They're the voices of all the children he had embraced. Or perhaps this was the blood fiend's instinct given voice, imprinted upon them at the moment of their birth. Proliferate this disease, embrace this unending hunger for blood, and propagate the family. So many voices, so much yearning, so much desire. Every single kindred that has ever existed in the past kneels before Don Quixote. Oh, dearest mother, as your children, when shall we be permitted to quench this thirst for blood? I must drink blood. I have to drink all the blood. All the blood that the family deserve to drink. I must.
Dante, wake up! Ain't this a lot like the last time at that building when the fire on their head suddenly exploded?
I have
gotta get a hold of myself. Thirst. My body can't even feel thirsty. This doesn't even make sense. I'm okay. I'm okay now.
What did you see, Dante?
If we want to bring Don Quixote back, we're going to need to quench her thirst somehow. We need something to sate the combined thirst, the desire of every single kindred. That's not good. Do you keep any blood in here? Let's at least try to quench what's... yeah, we have some blood samples if you need them. Damn it! Have you been listening to what the executive manager has been saying? It's the combined thirst of every single kindred. A few blood samples aren't going to do anything.
So, you're going to sit here and do nothing?
Ain't this just a matter of getting her shoes back on? Right, ye saying, shoes! Get those shoes back on her feet.
I cannot. A bizarre wall of pressure surrounds her.
This is one luxury cig. Good flavor.
I bought those luxury cigarettes with our last bonus pay. These readings are incredible. So much power, even a state that is, for all intents and purposes, complete emaciation.
What? You egged her on knowing this would happen?
I had many outcomes in mind. Some were quite similar to this, but this is beyond even the most extreme of my predictions.
How the fuck are you so calm about this? We've got to do something. You haven't even seen how hard the lass hits.
What would be the use of panicking now? If the outcome does not align with the predictions, the first course of action should be to analyze the given data. However, it doesn't seem like our containment measures will be the answer here. Thus, the task of stopping her seems to fall straight onto all of you. Time for us to pay the price of curiosity.
Oh boy, we gotta fight Don Quixote again. Oh, this is a different Sancho. Oh, we gotta fight Sancho again. Yeah, alright then. Does she have any passives? Combat start, yearning for blood. If this unit okay, Blood Feast. Turn end, for every 3% missing HP on self, gain 1 offense level up, max 5. Turn end, gain +1 min and max speed next turn for every 300 Blood Feast. This unit's HP cannot be reduced below 60%. Okay, so 60% is our goal then. Turn end, if panicked, recover from panic and consume 50 Blood Feast to gain 3 attack power. This unit failed to consume Blood Feast, gain 30 bleed, 3 attack power up, and 2 damage up. And then fix panic type. She still has another, oh god. She still has another thing that we're not really privy to. Oh god. If I can get this and then have, oh lord. No, I'll have Greg power guard it. And then she can get this. And then Merceau will grab this one. Alright, let's see what happens. We need to get our green skills as fast. We need to get our gloom, or our gluttony skills as fast as possible. It's fine. It's an unbreakable coin, so he'll at least have a little bit of guard. But it's gonna take a little bit of. It's gonna take a little bit of damage. 51. Yeah, 51 is quite a bit of damage. Damn. And of course she. Yep, she lost her guard too. Okay. Well, at least she has the guard. All right, let's go, Merceau. Nice. Okay, nice. Good job, good job. Another one. We gotta have Faust take this. Favored? That's good, that's good. You get this. You get this. Where was the slot that Merceau had? It's not here. It's gonna clash with this. Greg can take this. And this is going for Grodian. He's struggling. So we're gonna have to... I think I'm gonna have to use the skill... I'm gonna have to use the skill 3 for Gregor so that he can go ahead and do his stuff. Okay, this is gonna hurt a little bit for Faust, but it's fine. Nice. Second coin. Good, good, good. Good damage, good damage. We need to get her... It looks like we need to get her health below... whatchamacallit. That's fine. That's fine. That's okay. Nope. Nope. No one's staggered, thank God. Oh, it seems like we're not able to get staggered right now for whatever reason. Oh, we gotta heal. Oh, I gotta use blood sac soon so that I can heal. Nice. Nice. Okay, we did stagger her, so that's good. Nice. Oh, good hit, Gregor. Good hit. Nice. Okay, so now she's staggered. If we can...
Okay, I say we just go damage up for this right now. Because we gotta get her health below, we gotta get her health to 60% so that we can go ahead and, nice! Good crit, Greg. Good crit. Okay, nice, nice, nice. Alright, we're on phase 2, it looks like. Oh my god. So either this is a failed, this is either a guaranteed, yeah, it looks like it's a guaranteed loss right there. Alright, that's fine. Alright.
I must have to be the mother to all of them. The family's thirsts. No, my lady, you needn't be the mother of anyone here. Here, you are a sinner, nothing more.
Virgilius, let's go! Oh! What? Oh my god. Wait, he has blood too? What in the world? Wait, is Virgilius a blood fiend? Wait, I just realized he used blood for that, didn't he?
I will not place the blame of this incident on anyone, Dante. I understand that no one could have expected this outcome. Given the death of intelligence regarding the binding tool the first kindred had gifted to the third sinner. Well then,
I hadn't had that much first-hand experience with watching Virgilius fight, but this was certainly the most exhausted I've seen him after a fight. God damn. I decided to say nothing and turn the clock. After some time passed. Don Quixote, what happened? Did you lose consciousness, or did something affect your memory?
Manager Esquire, my memories were fine, but I heard something as soon as I removed my shoes.
Voices, right?
Once again, you have witnessed me. Yes, the voices. So many voices.
Voices?
The voices of my family. But the blood fiends of La Mancha Land are all...
Sinclair trailed off. Every single blood fiend left inside La Mancha Land was killed when the amusement park collapsed. In other words, most of Don Quixote's lower kindreds were dead.
That is... Indeed, that is correct. But I cannot well explain how... the only way I might explain this is that it was as though my very blood remembered them still. I recognized some of them, and some were voices of those I once deeply cared for. It seemed that I was, against my own desire, made to ascend to my father's seat. Perhaps I always was, ever since then. And I was struck, not only by my own thirst, but the combined thirst of every single one of the children. Thirst. Indeed, I am also bound by that thirst. It is only natural, because I am a blood fiend. Thus, the pressure of it all broke my hold of sanity, and I hurt you all. As Don Quixote, the blood fiend, I are kindred, not as Don Quixote, a sinner and your friend. Don Quixote, this isn't your fault. It's no such word. No, such words are now meaningless. She looked down at her pair of shoes, their strings again neatly tied. The higher office will now be regularly supplying you with artificial blood packs. Hohenheim approached us after spending a while vigorously scribbling something in his notes. The blood substitute will be very similar to real blood in terms of composition, and we won't have any issues with supply. I don't suppose you actually believe that mere willpower would be enough to withstand this urge. I have done quite well suppressing it this far. Indeed, and that was precisely the wick attached to the ticking time bomb within the LCB. I must remind you that the soundness of this limiter of yours is quite tenuous, as today's events have demonstrated. Is it your implication that the purpose of conducting this reckless experiment was to determine the full extent of the latent danger? I don't know. It seemed like he was only in it. It seemed like he was in it only to state his curiosity. Call it merely the auspice of opportune convenience. This risk factor had to be measured sooner or later. Had I known the full extent of the dangers he posed, I would have immediately requested a forceful summoning of your department. Of course, as large as this void of unknowns was, we were able to fill it with much new information. Certain analyses can be drawn by comparing the reports regarding blood fiends and this very experiment. Let us discuss the thirst you experienced first. For example, the combined desire of every lower kindred. Indeed, it is true.
The Manchegan kindreds have been completely eradicated due to the events at La Mancha Land, but you still heard the voices of your children, yes? What are you trying to say? I aim to discuss the powerful binding force contained within blood. LCD's cooperative report explains that blood is not merely a carrier of nutrients, but something more, that it contains certain abstract values as well. We sent in a complaint that the report was far too vague in its wording, and we received a reply their on-site investigative reasoning team leader spat out, the contents of which were equally fascinating. This desire of their kind, this thirst, is something that may as well be imbued and imprinted on the familial bloodline. Normally, the weight of that thirst is far too heavy for any individual to bear, which is why they propagate, to bear the unbearable burden together. But, considering that all of that desire is now focused onto an individual, on account of the extinction of her entire family line, it is easy to see why her hold of sanity was so easily broken, no matter the strength of her will. She alone was made to bear the responsibility, the pressure, the duty of having to raise the family once again. And because none of those needs are currently met, there comes the endlessly exasperating thirst, and more thirst. It is quite fascinating to see how your kind perseveres these very abstract values in the physical form of blood. Sorry, I'm trying. The mere words thirst does quite the insufficient job of describing the intensity with which you have lost control. This was my oversight, I must admit. I do respect your efforts to be liberated from your nature, I truly do. But I also maintain that it is highly advisable for you to regularly consume the provided blood packs. Understood. But one day, I wish to dismount from Rocinante, and walk bare of feet and feel the earth under my own skin. I was able to establish one positive fact from this exercise, however. What might that be? That there are those who would, quite literally, throw their lives on the line to stop you, even if you were to take off your shoes. In other words, I don't believe it to be necessary for other departments to exercise any separate control over you. Well, now that I've had a first-hand account of your conditions, I will write the following in the report. Still quite unstable, yet, with the effort from the subject herself and efforts from various other environmental factors, this subject has been deemed sufficiently controllable. Once again, I do respect your efforts, or any kind of effort, really, because I've never had much use for it myself. Don Quixote took a deep breath, then turned to face the sinners. By then her eyes had regained their usual, softer look, but sorrow was seeping through the tone of her voice. Despite her theatrical manner of speech returning, her tone reminded me of our time at La Mancha Land. I think I'm a few cantos late. Cromer, and I think you might be a few cantos late, Cromer. I hate to tell you this. That was a really funny message in chat to just appear. My deepest apologies, dearest friends. Forsooth, I shall ever persevere to see that Rocinante, my shoes, are never to be removed again. Lass, you're looking at it all wrong. You're going to remove those shoes one day, yeah? And that's what you're going to persevere towards. Verily. I think she let out a brief, quiet laughter. Manager Esquire. Perchance, is there aught that thou concealest from my knowledge? What do you mean? I don't think so. It's no coincidence that, at this very moment, I noticed Faust looking in my direction. I don't know if I made the right choice here, but Faust nodded lightly as though to say that I did. I stopped hesitating, and the tick-tocking noise came to a stop. Very well, then. However, I cannot help but admit that I felt some degree of anxiety as I watched Don Quixote walk away as though nothing had happened. God damn. Oh man, I don't think I have enough time in order to. I don't think I have enough time to finish the Intervallo. Earl King Heathcliff LCB. I also believe I am a few cantos late. Oh man. Yeah, you guys missed quite a bit. I hate to tell you, the one person we did have on time, however, was Captain Ahab, but that's really funny. Oh my god, you guys have no idea how funny that is to me. Okay,
For now, I don't have the time in order to finish up the regular Checkup Intervallo. I also do need to beat the... Oh, who the fuck? I also do need to beat the Meaningless Wrath. The Meaningless Wrath EX objective. So hopefully that one will be easy for me. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens, because we do need to clear the EX missions so I can get these. So I'll probably do those on my own time. For now, though, I have to go to work because I have a job now. I know, crazy, right? So I will see you all guys later. Let me just make sure, because I might actually have an hour of time. I'm gonna check the schedule just in case, because I gotta make sure, just in case. Bad work day. That's what I'm saying. Nope, I do start at 1 o'clock. Okay. All right then. So tomorrow I will go ahead and finish up the Intervallo, and probably also do hard mode Walpurgis Night, as well as try the Refraction Railway for the first time. I haven't actually had a chance to try the Refraction Railway, so I'll probably check that out later. Anyways, thank you everybody for watching. I'm really glad to have had you here. That's about it. I will be summoning for Walpurgis on Thursday, because by the time that the Walpurgis Night goes up, it will be like 9 o'clock my time, and I'll only have 2 hours to stream before I have to go to bed so that I can wake up early for work in the morning. But until then, thank you everybody for joining. I hope you all have a good day. Remember, look both ways when crossing the street. Don't get hit by cars. Have a good day.